exciting. What are we doing here?
We're gonna swim pack over to that island so we can go swim camping, island camping.
How are you feeling?
Pretty excited. Getting a little cold. My feet are pretty cold. But otherwise, stoked. I think it's pretty damn cool. This is gonna be really great. I'm Annie from Berlin, Germany, and I am an adventure writer and PhD student working in neuroscience. So I'm a scientist and adventure person.
One more.
There we go. First layer, waterproofness, done. All right, I don't really need much. I mean, the bag is there, wreck raft, I think I'm ready. So, swim packing is very similar to its distantly related cousins of fast packing and bike packing, where essentially you have all of your camping gear, you put it into something, a bag of sorts, and then you strap it onto a vehicle which is mostly man-powered, so either a bike or yourself, and in the case of swim packing you put it onto a raft, and then you set out to wherever you want to go. I don't want to sleep in a wet sleeping bag again, so now it's double wrapped, which should be fine. And then it's time to put the wetsuit on. If there are any other female swim packers, I have yet to learn about them. I'm sure they exist. I just haven't met them yet. The community is tiny from what I've been able to figure out, but there are people out there doing it as well. I wouldn't go so far as that I'm the only female swim packer out there, but they're hard to find. Swim packers in general are hard to find. I think everyone has their own style of over the years or leaving them free. Mine depends on the hair. All right, good to go. So usually right at the start I'm excited but also a little scared, honestly. A bit tense, honestly, because I don't know exactly how cold is the water, and how is my body going to react to it? I love this sport. So warm. No regret. I'm already losing the sensation of my feet. Love this. In the beginning, I used a kayak bag, so a kayak dry bag, something that you would normally put into the front of your kayak, and my first adventure with that went a little sideways. I hadn't closed it properly, and I hadn't wrapped things into another plastic bag, so everything was wet. I pulled out my down jacket and it was dripping wet. So that night was a lot colder than I had anticipated for it to be. And then I came across Ruck Raft, But their approach is essentially having it's a tube filled with air, horseshoe shaped, and you put a dry back on top of that. Then you swim across, and at the start you're very excited, then you realize you're not as fast as you thought you would be, and then midway, usually I encounter the thought of, why did I do this? Do I still turn around? I can also still just camp on the mainland and it's going to be fine. Or I push on, but then I know I have to go back. So far, I've decided to push on every time because camping on an island is absolutely worth it. And then you arrive on the beach, grateful that you've made it.
Not really elegant anymore. Made it. All right, let's get changed. Freezing cold. Very pretty.
Getting changed is super difficult after the swim, especially if it's been a long one. I've had swims where my hand was starting to claw up, and I didn't even have fine motor control anymore. All I could do to get the wetsuit out, like pulling the zipper open, was hard. And then trying to get it off my body with my hand that refused to move was very difficult. And then you're always a little wet, so clothes stick, and you're cold and shivering, and all you want to do is be warm, but the sweater just won't come on like you wanted it to. And you think it's just a process of 2 or 3 minutes, but it usually ends up to be an endeavor of 15, 20 minutes, and you're standing there shivering, thinking, why isn't this going any faster? But there's no one to help, and it's just you trying to claw your way out of a wetsuit.
You know what's fun to think about? I have to get back into that tomorrow. All right. Let's set up camp. I think I just saw a house red. It's always really nice to see where you came from. Oh, where are they?
So your first and foremost thought is, I am cold. And your second thought is, I really want to get warm.
I mean, if we camp here, this is gonna be our view in the morning. Kind of like the other one. So here's the bivvy. It's really all you need for sleeping. This and a warm sleeping bag. And a warm, good mat. All right.
I usually go to bed around 6 p.m., honestly, if it's winter swim camping.
Your extremities do get quite cold. Looks like someone's already sleeping in it, but I swear it's just the sleeping bag. So this is how much it rained.
So this morning I woke up, it was pouring, and then when we finally got up, it was pretty cold and miserable. It was still a beautiful island. It was like a northern jungle honestly. There was so much moss and ferns and small shrubbery plants everywhere. It was wonderful to explore.
It's raining in bursts. The water is just as cold as it was yesterday. But I am not as warm as I was yesterday.
Getting my wetsuit back on is probably one of my least favorite moments of the entire swim packing. It is just icky and just something you have to get over with. But pulling it on is harder because it's tighter when it's wet, and everything is just cold. From the moment you put it on, you can feel your body temperature going down, and so the clock starts ticking and you need to make it across. I think getting into the water from the shore on the mainland is very different from the island, because from the shore you've got this excitement, like you've got this goal to get to, you want to go to the island and it's going to be wonderful. When you get into the water from the island back to shore, you know exactly the distance you have to do. You've already felt if there are any currents, where they are and what they're like. Maybe conditions are even worse than the day before, but you don't have this added benefit of, oh, but I've got something exciting waiting for me. All you have is, oh, I've got more logistics waiting on the other end.
I'm pretty cold. Feel how it's tiring me out. But enjoying the scenery. Almost there.
Some advice that I would give people getting into swim packing would be take an extra towel, take an extra pair of socks that are dry, and it's absolutely fine to slowly build up, or expect to slowly build up the strength and also the mental stamina.
How much of a good idea does swim packing feel right now? Fantastic idea. Honestly. Think warm breath thoughts.
Ah, there we go.